In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the drive shaft on a string trimmer. The flexible drive shaft on your string trimmer is a part that will wear out over time with just normal wear and tear. Fortunately, replacing the drive shaft is a very easy repair, and I'll show you how to do that now. Today I'm working on an Echo model GT225 curved shaft string trimmer, although what you'll see will be similar on any brand of string trimmer. The first thing I need to do is remove the shaft assembly from the engine assembly. And to do that, I'll first loosen these two screws that secure the shaft to the engine. Now I'll go ahead and remove the air filter cover and the air filter. This gives me access to the throttle cable and the ignition wires. Now I'll remove the throttle cable. There's a bolt on the throttle cable that when I loosen it, it'll allow me to remove the throttle cable from the throttle body. And now the ignition wires. I'll pull the ignition wires from the unit, which will give me access to these quick disconnects. I'll use a couple pairs of pliers to remove those. Like that. With all of the connections loosened and removed, now I can go ahead and remove the shaft from the engine. Now I can go ahead and remove the flexible drive shaft from the shaft housing. I'll use a pair of needle nose pliers to do this. I just grab the shaft and pull it out of the tube. Now we can go ahead and get our new shaft ready to be installed. First I'll uncoil the shaft. And now I'll want to install some grease on the shaft before I install it into the trimmer. And now I can go ahead and install the new shaft back into the trimmer. You'll need to make sure that the flexible shaft engages into its coupling on the other end of the shaft housing where the trimmer head is. This is a trial and error process. You'll just have to rotate the flexible cable around until it goes on into its coupler. When finished, the flexible shaft should be flush with the end of the shaft housing. Like that. With the new shaft back into the shaft housing, now I can reassemble the shaft to the engine assembly. Now I can re-secure the bolts that attach the engine assembly to the shaft. Now I can reattach the throttle cable, the ignition wires, and the air filter assembly.